Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. So today is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to film a vlog. I am going to hold my second Q&A. Yay! So I recently posted on my Instagram, which you can find here, that I was going to do a Q&A, and I asked you guys to send me some questions, and you did. I have a few here and I am going to answer them today. So let's begin. Okay, first question. What kind of video do you want to make this year? Well, if you watch my previous vlog, you will know that I am planning to study in South Korea this fall. So hopefully I will be able to do that, and then the kind of video I want to make this year is definitely going to be a lot of content from Korea. I have already planned so many things I want to film, and I have this whole list on Google Maps. It's like, I think I'm up to 90 places right now that I want to visit, like a bunch of like cute cafes and stuff like that. So I got a lot planned. I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully a bunch of South Korean content will be on this channel for this year, hopefully. Next question. Do you have a boyfriend? No. I do not. I am single. I've been single for a lot of years now, and I am not looking for a relationship at the moment. I feel like with work and with school and with planning on going to South Korea, it's like there's just too much going on right now, so I feel like a boyfriend's like a little bit inconvenient at the moment. So no, I do not have a boyfriend. What's your next video? Well, I actually don't really plan that well the kind of videos I want to do. It's just sometimes I get like a feeling like, oh, today it's such beautiful weather, or I have a lot of things planned today, so I want to film it, I want to share with you guys. But a lot of the times it's just me going to school, sitting there for like 7 hours just studying, and then just going home, eating dinner, and just seriously passing out in bed. So there's not a lot of like fun content to share, and that's why I don't really post that much, which you obviously know. But I hopefully that will change. Yeah, so now this video is a Q&A, and I don't know, next one might be just like a day in my life or something like that. I mean, spring is coming up, so there's way more sunlight these days, which is nice, so I'm more happier and more like energetic. So hopefully like a basic day in my life vlog. Yes. Let's move on to the next question. Is it easy to get along the study system / people / environment in Sweden for immigrants? I mean, speaking from my point of view, I would say it's easy. I do, however, have like no experience whatsoever with how immigrants feel, since I don't really have immigrant friends, so I don't have anyone to ask. But it also depends on, because I know it depends on if you're from a country that's a part of the EU or an EES or whatever it was called. If you're part of those two, or one of those two, then it's easier, I think, to study, because it's free to study, I think, if you're part of an EU country. If you're not part of an EU country, you have to pay. So in that sense, it's a little bit harder for immigrants. I mean, for example, from Iran or Iraq or Afghanistan. I don't think those countries are part of EU. Wait, let me check, so I don't say anything stupid here. Okay, I'm not sure. Google's not giving me a straight answer, but it seems like the EU, European Union, and Iraq has relations. So I don't know if you will have to pay to study or not. I'm not sure. This is not making it any clearer for me. Although I feel like universities, it's quite easy for immigrants to study, I think. It's just that some programs and some courses require you to have previous like knowledge, like you have to have read, like for me example, I have to have read English 6 or English 7 to get into the English courses. So if you don't have that qualification from your home country, then you will have to study at Komvux first, which is like, it's kind of like a university in a sense, but it's more like it helps you get the credit that you need to go to university. So I know a lot of people, like my mom for example, she's studied a few topics at Komvux because she wants to get a degree, so she can like get a promotion at her work. So there's a lot of people that go to Komvux to earn more credit and be able to like get a promotion, get a higher status at work. Yeah, but I would say that there's a lot of qualified people that would help you if you had any kind of questions whatsoever. And we in Sweden are very good at English, most of us at least, so it's easy to get around with just speaking English. I would, however, if you're looking for a job, I would suggest learning like basic Swedish phrases. That would help a lot. And people, well, that depends on where you're living, because there are racist people in Sweden, there definitely are. I feel like people in Stockholm are more open-minded, and I think like in every country, like this capital is usually the most like place where the people are most open-minded. So we are open-minded and we are very friendly, but it's kind of hard to make friends in Sweden, because we're like, we have our close friends and we made those friends from like kindergarten, and we stuck together in a clique all the way up to adulthood, or we've made friends on our way up to adulthood, and we usually stick with our friends. So it's quite hard sometimes to make friends, but I would suggest joining a club or like a sport of some sort if you're interested in that. That's an easier way to make friends and get connections. So definitely recommend that. And then the environment. Don't even get me started. I mean, speaking from experience, I definitely have like a mild seasonal depression, because I mean, it was worse, it was definitely worse before, but I still feel it. Like my energy level just, I was gonna say skyrocket, but it just plummets. Like my energy levels just plummets when it hits like the fall, like the winter time, like, because it gets dark here when it's peak winter time. I think the sun sets at around 2 p.m. and it's just pitch black throughout the day, and you're like, haha, yay. So if you're planning to come to Sweden as an immigrant, I would definitely suggest that you keep in mind that we have dark months, like really long dark months, and it's also very cold, so definitely bring warm clothes. And yeah, it also rains a lot. No, not a lot, but it usually rains quite a good amount. So a raincoat is preferable too, and an umbrella. To sum up my answer, study system, I think it's easy. You will definitely get help. Depends on which country you come from if you have to pay or not. People, friendly, definitely. But we are some not that open-minded. Some can be racist. I feel like people in Stockholm are more open and more friendly though. But it's definitely hard to make friends sometimes. But if you're going to university, I think that's a great way to make friends. And you can obviously make friends at work when you're meeting new co-workers and such. Or join a sport or a club or anything, and it will be easier to make friends. Because we're very... I mean, some of us are extroverts, but in public we like to keep to ourselves or keep to our group, and we don't talk to strangers that much. So yeah. And then the environment, be prepared for long dark winter months and a lot of rain and cold weather. But then in the summertime, Swedish summer is seriously the best in the world, because it's like everything just wakes up, the nature wakes up, people wake up, and there's sun. It's like, wow, we haven't seen you in ages. So like you can really see in people, like we get so happy, and you see people outside just having a little fika outside in the sun, and it's like, oh, it just warms your heart. It's amazing. Yes, so let's go on to another question. Here we go. Isn't it expensive to get a license in Sweden, and how much did it cost you? Okay, so this question definitely changes from person to person. You can, if you go to a class and you have one of your parents with you and they get a license that permits them to teach how to drive, then they can follow you if you have a car, and if you also have the right car, because I mean, fortunately we have an automatic car, and I was going for an automatic license, not a manual. So fortunately I was able to drive a lot with my dad, because he took the permit to teach me how to drive. So we were able to drive a lot at home, but he was also very like insecure and felt like he wanted me to get like professional help to really get that, like, those small details that they will be looking at the actual test. So I did take a lot of lessons. I mean, I think it took me almost 2 years before I got my driver's license. So there were a lot of test drives and driving lessons, and I had to write 2 tests because the first one expires after a couple of months, so you have to take another one, so I had to take another one. And I also had 3 driving tests, and those cost a lot too. So I'm not actually sure like the total cost, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came up to like 30,000 or something like that, or even more than 30,000. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, there were a lot of lessons, and I mean, since it also took like almost 2 years, of course it's gonna sum up to like a big amount. But fortunately I didn't have to pay for anything. I only think I paid for like the tests, but the actual driving lessons my parents or my grandmother paid for. So that's why I don't really have a great concept of how much money it actually was that I spent on it. But definitely keep in mind that it costs a lot to take driving lessons. So if you have the opportunity, I would definitely say drive more with your parents, and then just take a few lessons with a driving teacher to just make sure that you have everything down before the driving test. And yeah, I think you could take a CSN loan to cover the expenses. I'm not sure though, but I think it works. I think I've seen it. And a CSN loan is way better than a usual loan, because is it called rent? Hold on. No, it's not called rent. The interest value is significantly lower than if you were to take a normal loan. So I definitely recommend a CSN loan if you want to cover your expenses for a driving lesson or a driving test or anything like that. Next question. How are you doing with braces? Still wearing elastics? Well, I don't know if you can see, but I'm obviously still wearing my braces, but my teeth are definitely, I can definitely see a change. Not directly like at my teeth, they haven't changed that much, but the biggest concern I had was when I smiled before, my jaw was kind of a little bit tilted this way, but now when I smile, It's like, it's more straight down. So that's definitely improved a lot because of the braces. But like the positioning of my teeth and such haven't really changed. Like I had good teeth before, it was just more like my jaw positioning and the fact that I had an overbite, or no, I had a crossbite, not an overbite and underbite. I had a crossbite. Not really sure what the difference is, but I had a crossbite. And what was the question again? Right. I do still have elastic bands, but I don't use them during the day anymore because it's really inconvenient. Like I can barely talk, it hurts a lot, and I have to take them out every time I eat something. And let me just tell you, I eat a lot. Like I snack throughout the day, like all the time. So, but I still use them when I sleep, like during the night. Then I use them and then I take them out in the morning. And the funny thing is, last time I went to the dentist, I'd done that for quite some time and she was like, oh, your teeth look amazing. So I don't really think I have to use them during the day. Because I mean, I sleep for like sometimes over 9 hours. So they're in there for quite a good amount of time. And I know for a fact that I talk in my sleep. So they do their work. Like I talk with them in my sleep. So I think it's fine, actually. Next question, and this is also the final question. Would you recommend uni in Sweden to a foreigner? Is Swedish uni system good? I would definitely recommend it. 100%. It's really good for foreigners. I mean, I'm not really sure how the other universities are, but I think they're exactly the same. I mean, the universities at Lund, Uppsala, Umeå, Luleå, all of those places, I think they're really open to foreign students. And I know Stockholm University is open to foreign students because we have agreements with a lot of different universities from different countries all over the world. And they also have agreements with Stockholm University. So it's very easy for foreigners to come study at SU. And I would definitely recommend it. It's really good, and I feel like there's a lot of information for foreign students. I follow the Stockholm University Instagram account, and they post stuff all the time, and they have a lot of, like when they post stuff on their stories, they also post in English, so it's easier for foreigners to also understand. And we have amazing faculty staff, and they all speak English, and they're really helpful. And the people at the information desks are really helpful. I see people go up to them all the time and ask questions. So there's definitely a lot of help and there's a lot of information. So if you really want to study at the Swedish university, like go for it, definitely. I would definitely recommend it. And I think a lot of foreigners actually, when they come to Sweden and also to like Stockholm University, they don't regret it. They always say, like, they post a lot of stories on foreign students who explain their experience and everything, and it's always positive. It's always positive. Like, they love the city and just the school, and yeah. So I hope I'm not hyping up too much, but I do agree that if you really want to study here, I think you should go for it. Definitely. It's a good university. I mean, Stockholm University is good. Am I commercializing my school too much? Commercializing? That's not a word. Commercializing. Oh wow, it's the word. Whatever. I hope I'm not commercializing Stockholm University too much, but I think it's a good university. And the teachers are really good and knowledgeable in their areas. I mean, I've only taken English courses, but so far it's been quite interesting. Like, definitely hard and sometimes very boring, but I mean, that's school. It's not always fun, but it's interesting at least. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I can't speak for other universities in Sweden, but I think like definitely in Lund and in Uppsala, those two towns are more university towns. Like, there's a lot of students there. And I know a lot of Swedish people also move there to study, so I could definitely recommend those 2 towns as well. Come to Sweden! This feels like a commercial. Oh well, I've spoken for like 30 minutes now, so I feel like I should wrap this video up. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your questions. I hope I had good answers or good information or anything like that. I'm not really knowledgeable, I just speak from my own experiences and things I've seen, but I hope it helped. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another vlog or another video. Bye! I love you guys! Bye! Oh, I put it on again. Hello! Do you not want to leave? Look, I did my makeup today for this video. Ain't I pretty? Aren't I pretty? I even set up my desk, like look at this. Hello! I am a professional, yes. Don't look at the mess there. Or the mess over here. Otherwise it looks great. Yay. Okay, I'm gonna go now.